Yeah, y'all thought I was playing, huh? Y'all thought I was playing. Y'all thought I was playing when I said 2020 was gonna be the year of the yam. The year of the yam, goddammit! Year of the yam! What is going on, everybody? It is your sweet boy, Short Noobs, here back at it once again. These are quite some short shorts. Back by popular demand. We wore pants in our last video and it was a whole debacle. I got DMs actually saying bring back the short shorts. So here's the short shorts. They're beautiful. As you can see before us, we have a 2017 KTM RC390 here in the garage. What is it doing in the garage, you might ask? Well, this is our new beginner bike giveaway bike. Beginner bike giveaway bike. This is our new giveaway bike, goddammit. So by voting on our Discord server, I polled the patrons and we got like 300 something votes out of 500 something patrons that we have. It turns out that everyone wanted to do this bike. This was the bike that got the most votes. So this is the bike I went and bought. I literally just bought this today. It's pretty awesome. The other really cool thing that happened though, speaking of updates about our giveaway series, is we reached over 500 patrons. Which is really exciting because when we reached over 500 patrons, I set up a goal that said once we hit that number, our next beginner bike giveaway will include 2 different bikes. So after this giveaway, we're gonna do first place and second place motorcycle prizes, which is pretty crazy. I'm thinking it might be something like a Ninja 400 and a Z400 kind of giveaway as both of them. That'll be super cool, something like that. The other thing I wanted to bring up as well is this particular giveaway of the RC390 is going to include a $1,000 gear shopping spree. So the winner of the KTM RC390 will also receive $1,000 going towards their favorite online motorcycle store or favorite motorcycle store in general to buy all the gear that they need, the helmet, the glove, you know, stands, chain lube, whatever else you might need for this bike. I got you covered with the $1,000 card, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's some pretty awesome stuff. I'm like crazy excited about all this, but the cool thing is, I just wanted to point out again that despite patrons having additional chances to win, I think the best part about our Patreon is our Discord server. You can go on there. We have different channels for chats that you want to hit up. You know, it's a really safe place for you to be on there and talk about motorcycles and talk about your questions and stuff like that. It's just a really cool community overall. We've done a lot of work for that to be like a cool space for you to kind of exist and live in, which is really, really exciting. And so, yeah, like I think that's the coolest reason to join up, in my opinion. But anyways, also in this episode, this is the episode chock full of stuff, we've also chosen our FZ07 winner. So we're gonna cut to the live stream that we did to choose our FZ07. Check it out. Hey, what up? What's going on, guys? I'm gonna let people kind of trickle in here. I think by maybe like 8-10 or so, we'll kind of start the process, and I'll go over it with you guys. I'm super excited. This is really cool. Yeah, honestly, Dylan, I wish I could keep it. It's such a fun little bike, man. I'm like really sad it's gonna go. Yeah, Spite, dude, that's the problem, man. Like everywhere I look does not have an attached garage, and like for me, it's a really big deal for it to have an attached garage. All right, guys, it is 8:10. Let's do this. All right, so I'm gonna flip over the camera and then we'll explain how we're doing this. Okay, so that's our Discord. This time we are fully prepared. So here is our list. Basically the way this works, it's just like last time where everyone has like zones that they're winning, right? So for example, like little X-Buddy here, who I've seen quite a few times on our Discord server, he has the zones between the numbers 8,999 and 9,109. So any numbers that fall between those two, he will win. I need to see one ready. All right, cool. Burke said let go. Okay, so let's look up random. I just want you guys to be sure. Random number generator. Okay, so it's gonna be from 0 or 1, whatever it can be, to 24,880. So 24,880. The min we can do let's do it as 0 just in case. All right. You guys ready? We're gonna generate the number. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, you guys ready? And remember, it's gonna be, oh man, my palms are sweating now too. it's gonna be like, let's say for it's gonna be between like these two numbers, right? So like if it's gonna be this person, like it kind of staggers out this way. So let's go. 6,287. 6,287. Okay. 6,287. So it looks like 6,287 will be between these two numbers, and it goes up to here. John Bernath. John Bernath. Are you on the stream? John Bernath. Oh no, Spite, it would go to John because it goes up to here. Because like it staggers upwards. So for example, like it if it was 16, it would be up in here. So John Bernath, you won the FZ07. If you're on the stream, are you in here? Where are you at, dude? Is he here though? That's the question. Where's he at? Well, now I'm gonna much like Eric Zucanu, who won the Hensai Hornet, I'm going to follow up via email and Patreon and see if we can get a hold of this guy, make sure that we get in contact. Because the funny thing was with Eric, for like a day I didn't hear from him, and I was like, dude, am I gonna have to like draw another name? But yeah, Spite, everyone's kind of like, oh, did he claim it or not? But yeah, hopefully we're gonna follow up with him and then get rolling. Thanks for tuning in, guys. So congrats to the winner of the FZ07. I will be following up with you via email to get the process rolling of getting this bike over to you, and you will enjoy it. It is a peach of a bike, and I will actually miss it quite dearly. So being that I just bought this bike today, I'm now gonna cut to the first Maiden vlog that I did with it, so check it out. Hey, what's going on, guys? We are actually on our way now to go and pick up the RC390 from Adventure Moto here in DFW, all the way up in McKinney. Gonna go grab an Uber and head up there and go pick up the bike. So it's a fun day. Let's go do it. Alrighty, guys, what's going on? Today's a good day. So I just pulled up here to Adventure Moto and KTM Husqvarna dealership up here in McKinney, Texas. This is our giveaway bike. Holy crap, we just purchased this RC390. About to take it out on the first ride. Pretty cool. So if you don't know anything about these bikes, which is, I think if you're watching this channel, it's probably pretty surprising. KTM RC390 is a small displacement sport bike, A2 compliant, roughly 42 horsepower, 373cc, single cylinder engine. And look at the styling on this bike, man. This is the coolest looking beginner bike, no doubt in my opinion. This is the coolest looking kind of first bike you can get. Really good price point. We walked out with this one for, under $5,000 out the door, which is really great. Kind of do a more of a better walk around on it, but I mean, what else do you need to know, man? It's just a small, fun little sport bike. I'm about to take it out, do a kind of a literal first ride on it, because I think it has 0 miles on it. We've just purchased it. And so let's go have some fun with it, man. Tiny little bike. This thing is an absolute featherweight. So as you can see, it literally has 10 kilometers on the odometer because the guy took it out to get it inspected. So literally a brand new motorcycle. I'm gonna adjust these mirrors here a little bit. These mirrors are actually pretty good. I really know, it's pretty good. Really good reach. One thing I really love already off the bat is that it has adjustable levers from the factory, which is super cool. The KTM RC390 is one of those bikes that's, although it is billed as a beginner bike, quote unquote, it's pretty much, let's see where the clutch grabs. Okay. I love these little bikes, man. So even though these bikes are billed as beginner bikes, small displacement bikes, they are really just little weapons on the track, man. Wow, great throttle downshift feel. Love that. Let's take a right over here. I'm still getting used to this bike, guys, so I'm not going to be ripping on it. Yeah, so honestly, it's like, even though it's a small displacement bike, dude, it's a serious bike. The ergonomics on this thing are way more serious than the R3. I say that because I have actually owned an R3, and I can tell you that the way this bike feels is a lot more committed, a lot more focused than the R3. Let's make sure we're filming here. All right, we are.
yeah, so I mean, overall impressions, just in the first literal 11 or 1 kilometer I put on it is, gosh, it's so tiny and lightweight. It almost feels like, it just feels like a bicycle. I don't know, it's so small. I can feel like you could just shred this bike though, man. And the good thing is, because it's a, you know, a small displacement bike, I mean, the power is never really going to scare you, to be honest. But it's got such a sporty feel to it, man. There's a little bit of lag in the throttle though, which I'm getting used to. But it's not bad. That's something you can probably fix with some tuning. It's reading in kilometers per hour right now because it literally... So the one thing that's really cool about KTMs is if you've ever bought one brand new, you have to unlock the whole engine to like give it to the customer for the final delivery or whatever. And so this bike, I don't think has ever really been ran other than to like check it's, you know, that it was running and it works or whatever. So a lot of the readings are still in like kilometers per hour and stuff like that. Boy, the ergonomics are really committed on this little bike. Boy, you really just want to take this thing out to a really tight little road and just absolutely shred it. It feels a little misplaced on these big, straight Texas roads. This thing belongs on tight, windy streets. Oh man, I really like this little bike. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this as our giveaway bike, guys. For sure, for sure. I'm floored by the ergonomics on this thing, man. It's not as like extreme as the 600, but it's pretty close. I'm not gonna lie, you could easily modify the clip-ons to be a little further down and get that full race bike position on this thing. And I have to just tell you, it's so lightweight. Man, I really want to get this thing on one of my favorite roads here and see how it does. I'm super hungry though, so I might have to wait. What a cool look out from this cockpit though, man. Oh, by the way, I'm sure some of you have noticed this little smudge right here. When we were pulling this bike out, it had a little sold sticker on here that had a little adhesive, and the guys promised me that they're gonna get me a new plastic piece right there to replace this one, because it is brand new and I don't like that, and I don't want the winner of the new beginner bike to have that on there. But boy, look at this little thing, man. This little machine here. It's a pretty hot day here in Texas. It's pretty warm. Man, the downshift feels so crispy smooth. Really fun little bike to downshift. I think the one thing that people really love about this bike, and I gotta agree with them, is for the price point, you get a bike that looks so cool. I mean, undeniably, the styling on this bike is gonna get you so much attention. I think the other thing we need to talk about this little bike is, of course, the break-in procedures, right? Because it's a brand new motorcycle, I think some people kind of go along the path of like, oh, you should baby it for 1,000 miles. Other people say that you should, you know, wring its neck, let it know what kind of life it's going to live from the get-go. And I don't know, I need to do a little bit more research on which one makes sense, but from everything I've read, doing a hard break-in nowadays for newer motorcycles is perfectly fine, because this the hard break-in thing was a bit of a holdover from the past, when motorcycles would, you know, when they came from the factory and that sort of thing, they'd have to undergo like certain tolerances and that kind of thing. You couldn't just, you know, pull them out of the factory and just start beating on them. But engines nowadays are usually tested before they're put into the bike, so it's a lot easier to kind of work around that. I'm floored by how committed the ergonomics are on this bike. I'm like fully leaned over, but at the same time, I'm kind of used to the FZ07, which is a much more standard position, so maybe this isn't that bad. But I mean, even compared to the ZX6 that I rode in Jerez a few days ago, this is really committed, man. So the one really cool thing about this bike is, because it has a single cylinder, it really doesn't feel very slow off the line. It's got really good amount of torque. Yeah, so the bike is blinking at me whenever I reach about 7,000 to 8,000 RPM, because it's still in the first, you know, 600 miles or so of ownership. So you can't really beat on too much. Even though I think that it's a bit of an urban legend that you have to spend a lot of time, you know, babying the engine for like 600 miles before you take it out on the road and wring its neck. We're going to do exactly what the service manual says, because this is a bike that I'm giving away and not going to own, unfortunately. Even though I really wish I could own this thing, man. Jesus, this little bike is fun.
All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that vlog on the KTM RC390, my very first kind of maiden voyage with it. Let's take a look at some of my favorite little features of it so far, and then we'll wrap up this episode. I gotta say, hands down, one of my favorite features is the backlit switches on this bike. So if you notice right here, these switches actually light up whenever you turn on the battery. So we'll do it again and see if it shows up on camera here. If you see right here, lights up. I've never seen that before. That is so cool. I really like that. Another thing I really like about this bike are these adjustable levers right here. This came stock from KTM with these really trick adjustable levers. To me, it just solidifies the fact that this bike is built for track days. It's built for people who want to, you know, exploit it and use it and really enjoy it. So that's a really cool feature in my opinion. I really like the tail light on this motorcycle as well. I think it looks really sharp. Really cool little strip right down here in the middle. Love the way that looks. The front headlights are also as well a really cool feature in my opinion. This is just a great looking bike. Yeah, I gotta say my favorite thing about the RC390 is just the way it looks. This is such a cool looking bike. It feels so purpose built, so racy, so interesting looking. I've already gotten like 3 compliments on it just driving around. Like I stopped at a gas station and someone was already being like, wow, what bike is that? That looks amazing. And I agree. I think it is such a good looking motorcycle. So it's definitely one of my favorite things about it. But that's gonna wrap it up for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this kind of first video and first look at the KTM RC390. If you wanna learn how you can win this motorcycle for free, click the link in the Patreon below to get started. Congrats again to the winner of the FZ07. Super exciting that someone actually won that bike and it's going off and shipping off to the winner. And I'll catch you guys next time. See you later.